This is it, folks. NGUU 2, the Squeakquel. If you want to see an image of his face, just Google Chris Brown. Again, I just can't help but reiterate, you can't help but love this music. Because this is the type of music this game was made for. Slow, sluggish, ambient drone. Got those like dung beetle fart synths in there. Those kind of mumbly drums. Just take a look at the art that is this skybox. But where does that door lead? Into the void? See, nothing will come to me if I get this red goal, but now I feel like I have to. There's not a pot of gold hidden behind the screen of my laptop that I will get access to if I get that red goal, but I just feel like my dignity is in question here. Yet don't you just love it when, instead of just texturing it with checkers, you take each individual polygon and you put it within one checker, stretch it out all the way. That's a technique I like to call upsizing. Use it in your levels if you want to be a pro, like Chris here. Zero in, Turd Edition. Here we got another familiar looking stage. I don't even know who made the original for this one, but I remember it. I remember it very well. I mean, granted this version looks a bit more well modeled. A bit. Small bit. Because here we got them textures again. Oh, and here we're reminded that about 40% of this pack, if not more, is just literally Banana Bash. You can always tell when a Banana Bash stage is featured in this pack by the auto-smooth, or lack thereof. See, if you're not going to accept the theory that NGUU is actually the R&B singer Chris Brown, the other theory that I have devised is that NGUU is actually a robotic entity living deep underground, composed of a network of computers that constantly analyzes our behavior and constantly spends its time cranking out levels at the fastest pace that its artificial intelligence can manage. And the reason NGUU makes up so many levels that are just rip-offs of other people's, or demakes, is because he's trying to study us. Yeah, you guys know Ego the Living Planet? You remember that movie? You saw Guardians Volume 2? That's NGUU's mission. He's going to spread his handiwork through the universe until nothing exists but him. And then we took the goal and we put it deliberately off-center with the hexagon in the middle. Yeah, you know how people out there have OCD? Let's piss them off. You know, that's right, for someone called Never Giving Us Up, he always seems to give us up. Because I never noticed that when you pause in SMB2 on a Jamma Bar stage, the Jamma Bars just go apeshit. I mean, why? I swear one of these nights, one of these lonely, rainy nights in Georgia, I'm just gonna go into my room, all alone, and take a shot at Jack Daniels for every Jamma Bar stage that this man has made. What? What's that goal? What's that goal doing? I just want you to notice how low in the ground this goal is. Elephant slide. I don't see any elephants. Can I get an origin on this name? Can I get a backstory? Observe a port not made from Banana Bash. This was the day the Cortex set its sights on Gonkwai and said, I will gather a sample of your creativity. Welcome to World 3. Listen to that toilety music. I mean, it's literally just the sound of a toilet flushing over and over again, layered over some grumbly synths and a mumbly bass. It's all toilet sounds! And that's what Hank Hill would say, I believe. It's nothing but toilet noises, Bobby. Oh, what? I didn't do that. I didn't make that sudden veer to the right. Chris, this is your doing. Let's just see what happens. Chris, how can you answer for that? I'm touching nothing. And that happens. That's a true Chris-ism right there. A Chrism. We're already getting the mega evolution of that first stage from World 3. and it's the third stage of World 3. Like, Chris could only keep away from this concept for one stage before he just had to increase the amount of anti-seesaws. Big Teeter 2. Has there been a Big Teeter 1? And now the touch and roll ports begin. The other type of stage that NGUU can't keep his grubby hands off. How many of his packs has this stage appeared in? NGUU? His name is Chris, but what he hasn't told us is that Chris is an acronym. Cortex of heavily remixed, intense stages. How does this concept sit with you? I'm gonna take the skyscrapers and put them underwater, so now they're water scrapers. Guys, I will join any one of you who wants to jump off a water scraper after this pack. You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna make a stage, and I'm gonna find a texture that looks suspiciously similar to the wing's default texture. And that's all I'm gonna use, because I know I have this deep desire within me to just texture stages with that default texture, but yet I know people would frown on me for that, so I'm gonna come the closest I possibly can, and I'm gonna let your eyes bleed. Ready for some more mumbly music? That might be the mumbliest bass I've ever heard. Yep, first 3 worlds, they got monkey ball checkers. It's a monkey ball game. You need checkers, and then this world, rainbow eye bleed. What's the design choice here, Chris? Now here we come to my favorite kind of level. Did you know that this is my favorite kind of level? Just a ripoff of another stage, but it's better because take a look. Take a look. Feast thine eyeballs. I mean, it's like walking through an art gallery. Except the art is devoted to none other than Gobblegut. Gooblegoot. Only my favorite Mario character ever. Grid Bridge Turret Edition. I mean, it is generally frowned upon to copy other people's levels, but the Cortex takes no heed of that. Because it's on a mission to spread its light through all of existence and replace all of our imperfect reality with its perfect reality of lazy demakes and a new Monkey Ball pack every month at least, perhaps even every week once its power grows great enough. Ladies and gentlemen, when that age comes upon us, he will never truly give us up. We will never truly be given up. Take a sip for every chair on stage. Nah, man. A shot. A shot of Jack Daniels straight down the gobble gut. Us 90s kids remember the original Jagged form that didn't move. It was literally this, but it didn't move. So you just had to run at it and hope you bounced in the right spot. This one's just writhing, probably in pain. This isn't just Toggle Turret Edition. This is like the mutant bastard child of Toggle that has bathed in acid every day for all of its existence. Yeah, that bumper's totally a hazard, given that you're in a tube where you can't fall out. Like, let me see. I'm just gonna roll into this tube, and I'm gonna stop moving the minute I start going down. I'm not touching anything. Let's see what happens. Not touching anything. Point proven. I touched nothing the minute I rolled into that tube. And the stage beat itself. Do you see how advanced the knowledge of the Cortex has become? It has created stages that do not even need our measly human power to be defeated. Look what's back. Look what he brought back. Conglomerate. 90s kids will remember this one too. I feel the need to comment also. What is this world? What is this environment? It's like I'm inside of a treasure chest. Is the implication supposed to be that all of these stages are treasure? They're gold that we should be cherishing, right? See, the reason NGUU has a fetish for small wooden rooms is because, let me reiterate, he is actually an underground network of computers that are probably contained within a small wooden room. He's trying to warn us, guys. He's literally trying to warn us. He's literally telling it to our faces. And so many still don't know. Stay woke about the cortex, guys. The world must know. New stage, Cockwise. Catch a look at these bumpers. You think these fit the aesthetic? We're all thinking it. I'm gonna say it. Brandished Turd Edition. And this stage makes me want to brandish a turd. I mean, of all the words he could have chosen, of all the words he could have used to describe this stage properly, instead he decides, well, it's two circles. We're gonna call it a dorkle. Check out that geometry. That's like an Argyle twister. I wish I had socks with a pattern that interesting. Are you hearing that, NGUU? That's your golden opportunity for top tier merch. Top tier merch. Guys, is this the same world? This looks just the same as World 1. He literally reused a skybox. I don't think those holes in the wall were there, but he literally reused a skybox. Pretty much exactly the same, except now the textures are red. When I get done with this pack, please remind me, because I might forget. I might forget, but please remind me to just go to the custom pack, the Compact 2.0 rating page, and just give every one of these stages a 0. Yes, the reason all these levels are made of wood and nothing else is because when you're done with them, you can just burn them. You can literally burn them. That's the reason this world exists, because Chris knew. Chris knew that what everyone wanted to see was just a pack of 10 of his levels burning in agony. Throw me them PogChamps. I beat totalitarianism. I mean socialism. I mean pescetarianism. I mean Chrism. Sorry, Dr. Badboon. I don't want to look at your ass nice as it is. Nice as it is. What have we got here? Is this the wormhole zone? Ready? Oh, Compact 1 music. What? Chris. I'm sorry. Oh my god. So the deal is, you go in that one wormhole, come out the one that's spinning on the tube. You're supposed to time it so you end up on the top and don't just fall. I mean, I think what's to be assumed here. And nice by the way. But what I think is to be assumed. Okay. Which way? Which way, Chris? No clues given. Oh. This was the way, but only a certain part of it, apparently. There is no clue. They don't throw me one fucking bone. It's just you figure that out yourself. That's the perfect example of a stage that makes you feel like the monkey you're playing as. Oh my god. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Feast thine ears! This is literally the sound of animals dying. I swear to God, that's what it is. This is the sound of 10,000 giraffes being exposed to poison gas. And I'm sorry I said that for the sake of all the giraffes out here in my audience, but I think that's the sound that I'm hearing. This is Binding of Isaac music, right? I'm assuming this is more Binding of Isaac tunes. So we really can't fault NGUU himself. Well, we can to an extent because he picked out this soundtrack, but I'm just wondering what the idea was. the idea for the guy who decided, let's have this soundtrack for my game. My game called Binding of Isaac, and I'm gonna hire this guitarist to just go into the studio and literally drop cinder blocks on the fretboard of his guitar while we play some clips of cats yowling and slow them down about 300% in the background. Honestly, this hack is giving me some very bad motivation to just make an entire pack of levels using nothing but these textures and just call it Super Monkey Ball Turd Edition. It's like Sakura Edition, except with turds. Alright, let's beat this Edgelord level. I haven't even commented on the music for this world because I feel like everything I could have said about it has been said already about past soundtrack choices. I mean, we are supposedly in a scarred womb, but it just looks like we're in a cardboard box. We're in a cardboard box that somebody spilled some Mr. Pibb inside. That's World 9. Building jump. Yeah, here we go, guys. Here you go. Make all the puns you want because it makes me want to jump off a building too. And here we have these stages. I mean, when I ever talk about scraping the bottom of the barrel, this is like opening up a secret compartment underneath the barrel and finding that there's just more and more space to go below. And then when you finally hit the bottom of that, there's just one little thing you can scrape out of that. And that is how these 3 stages came to be. Let me just show you that they exist. This is a stage that he spent time to make. 2 seconds, but that counts as time. Alright? This is another stage that he spent time to make. And this is a separate stage from those 2. Three stages, literally created by rolling your head on your goddamn keyboard. World 10, fellas. World 10. I somehow think he made Brain Twister worse. Wait, seriously? Was the stage of the name spelled wrong? Because if that were true, that would blow my mind. That would blow my mind right now. In fact, it would probably make me want to actually blow my mind. You know, like put a pistol by my brain and pull the trigger, you know. Hexafecta, but it's textured with Mountain Dew. I can barely see what's going on with the stage because it is literally all Mountain Dew. Another Mountain Dew stage. No checkers, no attention to textures at all. Just take the whole thing and do the do. It's Blizzard, but it's called Acid Rain because, of course, we're inside Gobblegut. That's my theory, and I'm sticking by it. So, Cherim, I might have to ask, how does it feel? How does it feel that NGUU lifted so many of your stages and put them in this abomination of a pack? Because I would be a little bit pissed. Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all?